Welcome to the Black Men Experiences channel. I'm your host, CP. And today's topic, the 2025 NFLness draft that happened a few months ago. Collectively, still were dependent on Black American men, commodityness of labor. But Black American ownership, quietness, yes, yes. What'd you say? What'd you say about that? Black American men ownership? Quietness. How many times have I asked numbers of Black American youth? And I would ask them, what do you want to be as you grow up? And how many times have I heard a football player or a basketball player? There's some people know what I'm talking about. But then we start asking questions about certain things relating to the NFLness and about how many players in general are they in the various positions and stuff like that. They start, fumbling around in their mouths. And it's a sad thing because it's like you only have a short career in various parts of the NFL. It was like only a few years relating to their overallness of pseudo career. Would you say that? Only a few years with very small amount of anomalies that go further past that. And instead of more within Black Americans, right? Because there are some, but not enough to talk about and providing more options to a Black American youth to look upon, not just saying football player, not just saying want to be basketball player. And I'm not talking about some fear about within American Blackism and say, well, I teach my kid. I'm not talking about the very freaking few. So stop. So before I go anything else, let me go ahead and share my screen because this is going to be a short podcast on this one. I think it's a very important part of this. So what I'm going to do is this in the NFL, for the ones who don't know, that it's about 7 rounds each NFL draft season overall. And on this particular 2005, there was about 250-ish type players that were drafted. I'm not going to go into all 7 rounds, right? Because there are 32 teams. I'm just going to first and second round, maybe third round, I'm not quite sure. But first and second round, I just want to go over that real fast. And you see whom are the personnel that are the commodities of necessity. But at the same time, when you start talking about ownership, which is then the insultingness, where you're like, where is the representationness of the overall amount of the football player that is necessary to have gigantic ratings? Just saying, it's an insult, by the way, on that. So as you see already on here, NFL draft, first round. Again, I'm going to go through this kind of real fast in general. I'm not going to try to pronounce every single name whatsoever. I'm just going over, like I said, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round. First round, Cam Ward, Tennessee Titans. Looks like Black American man, perhaps. Number 2, Travis Hunter. That went to the I think it was the Jaguars. He went to the Jaguars. Black man, Travis Hunter. 3, went to the Giants, Abdul Carter. On that, looks like black man. Will Campbell, whatever this is, non-black man. Fifth, Mason Graham, that went to the Browns, non-black man. Sixth pick, Ashton Genty, went to the Raiders, looks like black man. Seventh pick, Ahmad Mimbu, that's not black American man. Sometimes it's hard to figure out certain names, but this is definitely not black American man, because there are some black adjacent ones that are able to hide under the banner of black and get the benefit. But those are different topics in itself. But we're going to say utilize black male in general in this topic. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. So, wrong one. Let me go back. Okay. Can't ward. So going back to him, Armand Membu, black male. Eighth pick, what this guy is. That went to the Panthers. Not black man. Number 9 pick to Saints, Kevin Banks, black man. 10 went to the Bears. That could be kind of Anglo adjacent. Could be biraciality on that part of it, on that situation. Number 10. 11th pick, Mikael Williams, went to the 49ers, black man. 12, Tyler Booker, went to the Cowboys, black man. 13th pick, Kenneth Grant, black man. 14th pick was the Colts, non-black man. 15th pick, black man, Jalen Walker, went to the Falcons. 16th pick, Walter Nolan, black man, went to the Cardinals. 17th pick, Shamar Stewart, went to the Bengals, black man. 18th, Gray Zabel, Seahawks, non-black man. 19th, Emeka Ogbuku. I'm not quite sure about that. That's not a black American man regardless on that, but he could be considered black in general. 19th, J. Dave Barain, something like that, went to the Broncos, black man. 21st pick, Derek Harmon, black man, went to the Steelers. Amarian Hampton, black man, went to the Chargers. 23rd pick, Matthew Golden, black man, went to the Packers. 24th pick, Donovan Jackson, went to the Vikings. Vikings. On that situation, black man. New York Giants. Make sure. Went to the Vikings. 24th pick. 25th pick, Jackson Dart. Hold on. Jackson Dart went to the Giants. Non-black man. James Pierce went to the Falcons, black man. James Pierce Jr. went to the Falcons, black man. 27th pick, Malaki Starks, black man, went to the Ravens. Tyleek Williams went to the Lions, could be black man, looks like black man. 29th pick, Josh Connolly Jr., black man, went to the Commanders, Washington Commanders. The 30th pick, the Buffalo Bills. On that, Maxwell Houston went to the Bills, black man. Jahad Campbell, Seahawks, black man. Josh Simmons, Kansas City Chiefs, black man. On that situation. So I just went through 32 teams, first round, and what was that, like 80-something%? It looks like 85% black males, predominantly black American males on that situation. And so at the same during time, you ask, I'm just going to, where are the black ownership of the NFL? 32 teams and no black primary ownership by black Americans. And I'm not talking about Coon and Salas and Naive, but regardless, there's still no predominant base black men. Out of 32 teams, there is no predominant ownership of black men of black men in the NFL. The insultingness of that part. Now, there is no way, if it was the other way around, that it would be predominantly Anglo-ness or Anglo adjacent that own, excuse me, it was black Americans that own 32 teams in the NFL, and the primary people that were the commodities were Anglo or Anglo adjacent, and they made about 75, 85%, depending in general, of the NFL teams that was owned by black Americans. And there was no Anglo adjacent, at least several Anglo adjacent owners in the NFL, but they made up 75, 85% in average of being the commodities, the Anglo commodities in the NFL. Oh, that would not happen whatsoever. And supremacists knows this, right? How much time? 11 minutes? I'm in a bed to go. I'll go second round real fast. Number first pick, non-white, went to the Browns. Jaden Higgins, looks like black man, went to the Texans. I may have missed one of those in the first round, but that's okay. In general, you saw the pictures overall. Show black man, second pick, went to the Texans. Third pick, Nick Imawakori. So he's going to be probably for most likely African country and stuff like that, or in general that situation. But we just go with black male in general. Third pick, went to the Seahawks. Fourth pick, Cleveland Browns. Keyshawn Jukins, black man. Fifth pick, Jonah, whatever this is. Looks like maybe possibly Islander somewhere, Pacific Islander or something like that. One of those type people. That's non-black. Travion Henderson went to Jonah went to the Miami Dolphins. New England Patriots. Travion Henderson, black man. Seventh pick, Chicago Bears. Luther Burton III, black man. Eighth pick, Tyler Show, non-black man. Ninth pick, the guy went to the Saints. Number 9 pick, Buffalo. TJ Sanders, black man. Buffalo Bills. 10th pick, Mason Taylor, non-black. Mason Taylor, he went to the Jets. Number 11, San Francisco 49ers. Alfred Collins, black man. Donovan, whatever this guy is, probably most likely within Africanism on that part of it. Cowboys, a black adjacent, went to the Cowboys. But we go with black man related to the category. JT something, whatever this is. Yeah, but that's not a black American man whatsoever. So that man can go in general somewhere else, but we're not going to consider that. Terrence Ferguson, non-black. He went to the Rams. I think he went to the Rams. Cardinals, Will Johnson, the 15th pick, black man. 16th pick, Arate Ursary, black male in category on that situation. 17th pick, he went to the Texans. 17th pick, the Bengals, Demetrius Knight Jr. He went to the Bengals, black man. Elijah Arroyo, that's probably Afro-Hispanic. So that can go because some of them they're not black, depending on the personnel, but in the category in general, that might be considered black because Hispanic is per se is not a race, which I disagree with that. That's an archaic situation but that's a whole different topic in itself. Nick Scorton, that went to the Panthers. Per se might be black man, but category black. Whatever this guy name right here, he went to the Titans, but this within Africanism on that situation. But on the category black, he went to the Titans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Benjamin Morrison, black man. 22nd pick, Anthony Belton, black man. He went to the Packers. Trey Harris, black man. He went to the Chargers. 24th pick, Ozo Tropilo, something, non-black man. Went to the Bears. 25th pick, Tay Ratledge, non-black man, went to the Lions, Raiders, Jack Bett, non-black man, 26 pick, 27 pick, Mike Green. The Ravens, black man, 28 pick, RJ Harvey. The black man went to the Chargers. 29th pick, Washington Commanders, Trey Amos, black man. 30th pick, Shamar Turner. Went to the Bears. That's 30th pick. 31, Omar Norton Lott went to the Chiefs. Black man. Andrew Makuba, something like that. 32 pick. 32nd pick went to the Eagles on that part of it. And so on that part, under the black category. Now the thing, I'm not going to go into on the third. I'm not going through all this. I'm not going to do that at all because there was somebody like there's an embarrassment part where some of the brothers of the greatness of Deion Sanders, where some people were saying, you know, some of them got screwed and stuff like that. On that, forget which round that was, the fourth round. And some situation happened with them too on that part. I think one of them got let go, and one of them was, I think, a bag up or something like that. But I'm not going to all that right now on that. Give me 1 second here. See if I can find that. I forgot which one it was. It's a fifth round pick. Hold on. Fifth round. Shedeur Sanders on that one. Went the Browns and stuff like that. That was an embarrassment. Went to the fifth round. I mean, top of the line, Colorado. I mean, top of the line quarterback, and he went that low on that. And I can't remember the other brother which round he went in. Sixth round. Let me see. Sixth round. I'm about to go ahead and shut this down because I'm not going to try to look for that. I forgot which one it was, but it was still an embarrassing pick version where he went on that. So anyway, I'm just going to stop it right here. Stuff flying around here. So the thing about it is, one thing I was sitting there showing you is that the embarrassment part of it, that you see the predominant base ones were black American primarily and things like that. And the thing about it is you're talking about no black American ownership, predominant ownership. That is an insult. Yes. But see, again, how many within that predominantly NFL and this black American that don't know the power of history, right? That don't know the power of history. And think about how many surely don't know how to play the game. Yes. Most do not know how to play the game on that. They surely don't know the historyness of the NFL overall on this situation. They just see, I also want to make that bread, make that money and stuff like that. But still don't do nothing overall for within the black community overall. The gigantic amount, they don't build no community centers. They don't sit there and say, hey, you know, why don't we try to get a school? We'll talk to the city council. We need to try to get a school named after them, right? Do something with the Boys and Girls Club. Specifically, anyway, on that situation, specifically the Boys Club, because, man, that Boys Club definitely was a big time thing. I mean, myself, I recall going to the Boys Club on a situation. Those kind of seem like they're phasing out as much, not as important as it used to be, and it should be still. You don't hear the black American personnel within NFL overall buying up buildings, buying up commercial buildings, buying up lots, buying up houses, making things happen, being investors left and right. I remember a movie called Strictly Business with Tommy Davis. I think Tommy Davidson. It was another Halle Berry. I forgot the other guy. He played a boy. He played a boyfriend on. I forgot whatever her name is. Lisa Bonet. She played on the Cosby Show. I think he was one of the board. Anyway, one of those shows where I think he was a fiance or he's getting married, whatever this guy is. So he's the main person and stuff like that. This particular corporation where he was trying to do his thing. Make a long story short, somewhere in that mix, I don't give the movie away too much, but strictly business. Somewhere in that movie, there was some Anglo personnel, the one supplies to, who was just hating on him, hating on the main guy, the black guy, who was doing his thing because he wanted to basically, he didn't want to see no black successful black American man. And so when it came time for this entity to find this gigantic real estate investment type scenario, it was hard to find. But if they were able to find this black, he was able to find the black guy. He was able to find, with the help of Tommy Davidson, to hook this stuff up to find with Holly Berry, her character. They came up and they found, especially Thomas Davidson and the Black American man, they found this group conglomeration of Black American males that was ready to sit there and make that big gigantic real estate transaction. That movie taught so much. And now you don't have too much of that. Yes, there are some good talented Black American men that's doing their thing, but it's not even halfway enough. And the system knows that. This is why you got border break illegal immigrants to be doing what they doing. Immigration type person that one supplies to, the one that laugh at Black Americans. You got them as a Black adjacent type person that the one supplies to. They're sitting there cosplaying the Black Americanist, right? Without having to sit there and go through Black pain. Because again, there is no freaking way. If Black Americans, men, were the primary ownership of the NFL, there's no freaking way. And the commodities of labor, NFLness of labor, football playing was predominant Anglo adjacent, that would not fly. So it is definitely, again, a slap in the face of Black Americans by the millions. I used to watch a little bit of NFL, a lot more when I was young. In adult life, a little bit, but as I get older, I don't watch it as much. Now, somebody was like, hey, man, you want to watch a football game? That really depends on that situation. But most of the time, I don't watch NFL. I mean, a little bit every so often. Hey, I like athleticism and stuff like that. I like a good game every so often, but I just don't watch it overall when I sit there and observe what's really going on and stuff like that. So one of the last things I want to show is from the great Dr. Amos Wilson talking about history.
We must recognize then, ladies and gentlemen, that history is more than merely remembering one's past. That history is a very practical thing. Those of you in psychology, no doubt, have studied the abnormality referred to as amnesia. And if you haven't, look it up and see the effects amnesia has on various patients. You think often that not knowing your history in no way harms you, but certainly does. As a matter of fact, you are more a victim of history by not knowing it than in knowing it.
From the great Dr. Amos Wilson. Because you got some Black adjacent little tether the one applies to. You got some good brothers and sisters, cousin versions, but quite a number are cosplaying and have a hate for Black Americans. Like I did another show. I don't want to go on all that, something different. So, because there are also ones that have nerve talking about Black Americans don't have a culture when Black Americans help build a freaking country more than anybody else. Before many other person that even arrived in America, besides certain ones within the Anglo culture. There is no rock and roll without Black Americans. There is no gospel music without Black Americans. There's no soul music without Black Americans. There is no blues without Black Americans. And depending on who you talk to, various parts of filmness wouldn't be the way it is without Black Americanness. And then how many numbers of achievements that many people are using right now are because of Black Americans. But you got certain type black adjacent foods and some other personnel, the ones applies to, and certain ones within a supremacist thought pattern within certain parts of Anglo-ism, the ones applies to. And some immigrationist type person who don't know a damn thing about Black American history, ones it applies to. People are benefiting off of Black Americanness, right? While never had to suffer like Black Americans have and still do. And again, I'm not talking about sellouts and coons and gullible ones that don't understand. Money by itself does not stop Black pain. Right? And this is why this system does not want Black Americans collectively to come together on that situation. Oh, there was one last thing I did want to show relating to also the great Dr. Amos Wilson was talking about. This just real fast. Make sure you can see this. Meet 4 men, not 4 men, either 4 basically Black American men who broke the NFL's color line. Look at these great Black Americans. Not because they're from the continent of ancient Africa. Not because they're from some beautiful islands of the Caribbean. Had nothing to do with that. But these are Black Americans. So I'm not going to play that game with that because around 1970s, 1980s, you start looking up demographics relating to certain types of African immigrants. They were minute. And we're not going to talk about some of the beautiful Caribbean islands demographics that would even like even a measurement conversation back in 1970s, 1980s in America. It's not worth even conversation on that. Black Americans are the building blocks, the building glue within Americanism, besides certain personnel within predominant culture. And is the insult that numbers of millions of American Blacks allowing people to insult Black Americanism as if Black Americans never done a damn thing in America. The insultingness of that, let alone the NFL. The NFL is not the NFL, especially modern day, without Black Americanism. It's not. If Black American men really understood and they say, you know what, no, that ain't gonna work. And Black American men, we're gonna truly start up their own conglomeration of some of these other personnel who knowing they should be starting up something. So that's one thing, work behind the scenes, because there are people within certain parts of predominant culture who work behind the scenes and doing a thing like that. They fund different things. I do their thing. And there are maybe a few Black Americans that do some stuff, but not on the same category or even piece of astronomicalness of funding as it should be for more Black American establishments or helping to establish a lot of Black American establishments. Not at all. So in this situation, it's in a time where establishments such as restaurants, hotels, performance venues, and stadiums were separate and often far from equal, professional sports competitions varied greatly from the game played today. During the late 1940s, by the way, this is 2025, so this was less than 100 years ago. This was less than 100 years ago. During the late 1940s, which was still around, actually, after the World War II, 1941 and 1945, segregation is still going on. Mm-hmm. Racial segregation was the cultural norm. You mean anti-Black? Racial segregation was the cultural norm in many American cities. And Jim Crow law still ruled southern border states. It wasn't just them, it was various parts of northern states and some other places too. Don't let people sit there and try to play this little silly game. It's like saying, well, slavery was only in the South. That's a bunch of bull crap. The northeastern states were the foundation of slavery, people. It didn't start in the South like that. Many of the slave blocks, slave ships were arriving on many parts of the eastern coast, New England coast type places. Don't let people play games like that. Despite these tense social conditions, and 20 years before the Civil Rights Act of 1964, 4 valiant men. Don't let people sit there and minimize Black American greatness. Black American men helped integrate the NFL in 1946. 1 year before Jackie Robinson smashed professional baseball's color barrier. Four black American men whose names are not commonly known or recognized set the pace for what will become a diverse league of the world's best athletes and current black Americans. See the African Americans? No, that needs to stop. That's archaic now. Because I like to use the analogy. You can have two Indian people come from India because a lot more Indians coming over there, or many Chinese people coming to Africa. They have some babies, produce a baby. Now that baby is African. They come over to America. Can they not be called African American? So that's archaic. Black Americans. Just like you can't go to various parts of Africa and call people, many tribes, just call them African. Nope, they be like, hell no, don't call us that. We are a tribe first. But some reason black Americans, it's supposed to say this African American. I don't think so. Nothing wrong with saying African ancestry or native black or black American. Just like you have people call themselves Anglos, Caucasians, white. So tell black America, don't let certain people try to play little silly freaking games on that. African ancestry, native black is acceptable. Somebody wants to use, like I said, native black, truly acceptable. Black American is gigantically preferable on that. The racial makeup of the world's best athletes were the current black American racial makeup of the NFL more than 65%. I don't know what it's going to take for black American men overall, be it NFL in this or whatever other place, to wake the freak up. I thank you for tuning in. I don't think it's not going to ever change. I'm telling you, it ain't going to ever change. And this is why certain people are putting more black adjacent ones inside of their pieces at a time. And they might put some Anglo ones, Anglo adjacent ones a little bit more here and there a little bit. But probably about another generation too, it's probably going to be halfway different. I always say black Americans overall do not sit there and overall see what's happening regardless. Because black Americans only have about half a generation, one generation left for the overall complete destruction of the American black culture. And the only ones that's going to be still around is what I would call cultural POWs on that. And hopefully there will about be a few black Americans that are more on the side of non-gullible and non-naive. I thank you for tuning in to the Black Men Experiences channel.